My name's Dana Clark. We're at Burrun, Dalai, Aboriginal Out of Home Care and Family Support Service, and I'm the CEO. Our service provides foster care placements for Aboriginal children from the Macleay and then Nambucca valleys, and more recently Tamworth and Armidale areas. And we currently have about 169 children that we look after across those areas. What brings me to work is my love of children, and I think children having been given the best possible start that they can have, and sometimes our children don't get the opportunity to have that from no fault of their own. And I think that at times children need a safe and nurturing environment to be raised in, and I'm hoping that at times we can do that. That's what we do. I think specific training for the role of caseworker in an Aboriginal out of home care agency is essential. I think it is such a specific area, and it's such a specialised area that you need those learnings and supports to be able to manage A, your workload, B, the expectations of you, and also too the emotional toll that it takes on you, because it's huge. People don't understand, I think, quite how that impacts on people, and I've seen with the cadets how their learnings have helped them in that role, and I've witnessed them myself be able to kind of understand why kids behave in certain ways, why certain things happen, why parents are certain ways, because people don't set out to be abusive, stuff happens. So that whole process of having kids removed and what that means and how they can use the training to actually inform their practice is good.
The diploma was really interesting because although we've been here working now for 2 years, it did open up our eyes to a lot of other aspects of community services work, and it was significant to out of home care, so it was specific to that. So we learnt a lot of things that you would eventually learn on the job, but to put it in theory was really good because of the industry that we're in. We're always fast paced, there's always something happening, so we're go, and you sort of just got to do. You're sort of thrown into the deep end, and which is good in a way because it did help us learn really quickly. But with the theory side of it, we actually sat down and could break it down and actually work out, okay, this is why we were doing them things at work, and this is why you need to do it in a specific sort of way.
It was good to be able to do it with other cadets so they know what we're going through, whereas other course there wasn't any other cadets. Because we done a Cert 4 community services first, and it was only about 2 weeks of the whole course that we dealt with child protection and things like that, whereas this diploma, the whole time we were learning and putting the learning into practice.
There are certain things that we'll learn during the training that we can bring back into the office, and a few of the caseworkers have said to us, it's good because they're also learning from what we've learned, and if we bring it in as a different perspective and looking at, around decision making stuff and that as well.
When the cadets began here, they were very young, naive people. Really, I had no idea about the extent of, the issues that we have within the local Aboriginal community around child protection, and being a bit unsure about where to go and what to do and how to do it, what their legal responsibilities were, what their ethical responsibilities were, what their moral responsibilities were. And I've seen them grow from young people into very fine young adults through the process that are very committed to working in the best interests of children, and are very committed in their studies and growing and developing and learning and seeking out learning. I think it's an amazing process, and I think they've done wonderful things.
We always say that out-of-home care is a specific area, and the whole idea around doing the specific thing for out-of-home care came because the diploma in community services didn't cater for out-of-home care. So with all the experience of the people in this area, it was good to get together with TAFE and ultimately with the Aboriginal Learning Circle to do a specific program for out-of-home care people.
The Aboriginal Learning Circle has been, come into our diploma development in recent, probably within the last 6 to 12 months. And part of the role that we see of, I guess, is developing the diploma was to include them so that it can go to a statewide level. And the Aboriginal Learning Circle brings the prospects of being able to have, I guess, a larger scope and to be able to help us and support us in ways where they can put some, great artwork on things. They can develop, I guess, processes and put things in place, access funding to be able to do the things that we can't do. They bring the expertise. The Aboriginal Learning Circle brings expertise that we don't have.
If you look at the Aboriginal Learning Circle, the expertise that is in that area, some of the resources that they could utilise that are culturally appropriate and Aboriginal specific, and they understand, being Aboriginal people, the barriers that Aboriginal people come across in learning. So
I want to do more training, and as at the moment I'm not sure what I want to do, but I enjoy doing training at TAFE. It's an easier environment.